Hey, what's up? Beam up. I'm trying this live stream through my computer, and I just want to see if the audio is good. If you're here, let me know how is it. I'm also testing all the NVIDIA broadcast features to see if the noise from the furnace is not as bad, so I can do the live streams here on the computer instead of using the phone. So let me know if you can hear me loud and clear and how is the noise. And yeah, I wanted to see um, if if you're interested on VR. I'm not sure if I should, um, you know, change the direction of the channel. Of course, we still have some things to talk about, um, with HDR, and of course, when a new game comes out, we can, take a look at it. But I think we are pretty good with HDR already, and VR is is such a mess that it really, I think that we can make a big difference, because I mean, I've been trying to use this thing for 3 days and I still don't know how to use it. It is crazy. And I was trying to connect it to my PC to change the resolution uh, and all the settings, and it is just so difficult. It's just crazy to change the resolution only. You need to do so much that this is like the the barrier, the entry. It is just on another new level. Forget about HDR. HDR, at least it kind of work. For this thing, this is another level. So I want to know if if this community has interest on VR. If you guys have VR headsets, if you are using it, if you play games on VR at all. And I know that a lot of games, a lot of the VR games are just budget games. We only have like Half-Life Alex, and that's it, as far as I know. But there are some mods to get a lot of games running on VR, and man, it has a lot of potential. So far, I'm impressed with the potential that VR has. Um, but yeah, I have to figure it out. I definitely see that it is the future. That's for sure. You put this thing, man, this is another level of immersion. You just look to the right, look to the left, and it looks like you are there, especially because the motion clarity is fantastic. And that is something that impressed me tremendously. You don't see a blur from motion. Um, what I'm still experiencing is blur coming from not being perfectly centered. So if you don't have the headset perfectly centered, um, you get a distorted image. And I also have to experiment with changing the resolution, and it should look better. But I haven't been able to change the resolution yet because you have to do so much. You have to create a developer account, uh, and then connect the VR to the PC using a program, then connect the VR to your cell phone, and it's so difficult. Hey, what's up, Ray Govi? Yo, Plasma TV for gaming. What's up? VR, I don't like it. Which device do you have? Do you have a VR headset, or did you just try it one day? One up says, "How are you liking the new toy?" Well, I was saying that I haven't been able to fully try it, but just from the games that come with it, I see the potential. It is just, wow, is the future. I mean, it's not close. Okay, I put this thing in, and I was like, this is it. This is the future. And I knew, I knew before trying the VR headset, I knew, okay, this is gonna be, yeah, in the future, this is gonna be amazing. But I was not expecting to be like, okay, this is it. Okay, because it is literally full immersion. Like you look to the right, look to the left, and you feel like you are there. And it is incredible. We just need to overcome all the technical issues to get it working, to get everything working with your PC so you can change the settings. um Not easy. Reza says, I don't like the idea of playing with a stick which would simulate a sword. I mean, it is fun. It is fun to play with this the sticks. I mean, and it is so intuitive. Like, for example, you try a bow. I mean, this is the best thing in the world, man. When you try a bow, just do this. I mean, it just is a dream. It's just perfect when you're aiming and shooting. This thing is amazing. Um, it's just fantastic. I really really like the idea. The thing is, settings, the games available. But I think that if we get it right, this is just gonna be next level. It's like, yeah, what you're saying. It is next level, man. The thing is, it's like, for example, you see ray tracing. And you know that I'm not a big fan of ray tracing, but when you see Minecraft with with ray tracing and it looks good, you know that, okay, well, ray tracing makes a big difference, you know, because Minecraft is just squares and so if ray tracing makes Minecraft look good, imagine a good looking game. Then all the thing is that we know the problems with the performance and all the compromises that we need right now for that. But yeah, and on VR, you see that the potential is immense because even with a game that looks bad, I mean, a game that looks like from 2003, it's still immersive and it's still impressive. So imagine, a good game. Imagine Cyberpunk. I definitely have to try that with a mod to see how that looks. So yeah, I'm really, really impressed with it so far, but I still have to figure it out. So yeah. Uh Razor says, I can break my Sony A95K with that stick and the TV is expensive. No, you definitely have to. I mean, with VR headsets, you definitely have to use this thing, man. You have to lock it in place because, I mean, I was playing a basketball game, and you have to, like, literally do this. And when you're launching objects, you have to do this, or a disc. You have to. So I was throwing a disc, and yeah, you can definitely lose the controller and break the TV. That's for sure. Um, but yeah, it is it is very fun. It is very fun. Are you getting any motion sickness? I haven't tried it long enough. I'm still, you know, figuring out the settings. Like, I have connected it right now to my PC with a USB cable, but I think I'm gonna have to buy the proprietary Oculus Quest cable or do some research because this cable, which is the longest USB-C cable that I have, is telling me that this is USB 2. So who knows? Maybe it's just them. Maybe the original Oculus cable has like something to identify it. So they want you to buy that, and if you don't have that, they're gonna tell you, oh, that's the cable you have is not reliable, so you have to buy the $80 5 meters USB-C cable, which is like crazy to spend $80 on a cable, but I think I'm gonna have to buy it. But at first, I need to figure out the settings and all that stuff. But I can see why some people might complain about motion sickness, because the field of view, at least on this VR headset, of course, on a different headset might be different, but the field of view feels very narrow, very narrow, especially when you use the adapter to make it so you can use your glasses. Okay, I don't require glasses, I can use it without it, but it is nicer for me to use the glasses, especially for prolonged period of time. So when you use the adapter, what you're doing basically is you are separating it more, so you have more spaces for the glasses to come in. So when you do that, you are also getting farther away, so you are reducing the field of view. And what happens is that right in the center, it looks perfect and focused, but the periphery is kind of distorted. It's like it's literally distorted. It's like chromatic aberration, but not really. Uh, it doesn't look the same as dead center. So that gives you like a claustrophobic field of view. So when you're moving the camera, what you have to do is naturally you're going to have to stay focused in the center of the screen. And when you move your head and you stay focused on the center of the screen, that gives you a little bit of nausea, I believe. So maybe the eyes get used to, okay, stay focused in the center of the screen and move your head more instead of moving your eyes, because when you move your eyes, you get a little bit of a distorted image. So I think that might be one of the reasons why you get some motion sickness. Otherwise, the motion clarity is like absolutely perfect. I mean, it is just insane. The motion clarity of this thing is just bananas. I mean, for example, I see a fan. One of the games that come with this, just the environment. Okay, I see a fan just doing this. My God, it's like wow. It just looks real because the motion clarity is so perfect. You don't see any blur. It's so good, man. So yeah, the motion sickness is not that. It's not because the motion clarity is fantastic. It's for other reasons. Razor Go says, I feel like games should be just games like movies. I don't VR to be available for VR movies. Um, you don't like VR to be available for VR movies? Well, let me tell you, I've seen some YouTube videos that are 360 and 180 VR and all of that 3D, and this is next level. For example, there was a video of a girl that she was kind of being like this with and you can look down and you can look her, and it's like almost like if you have it in front of you. Really, really impressive. Very, 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 very nice. um so yeah, i think I think it is a great idea, but yeah, I'm just getting started. um The Narsot says, I have two VR headsets, Valve Index and Meta Quest 2. Half-Life Alex is the best VR in the world, the best VR game in the world. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna play that. I'm just gonna wait until I figured out all the settings and I'm sure, so I can have the best experience I can have. I don't want to play that game without knowing, because I know after I beat that game, there's nothing that's gonna be better than that. So yeah, um, I don't get why these developers keep trying to implement ray tracing on consoles. It trashed performance instantly. They actually took ray tracing off in an update on Star Wars Survivor in performance. Yeah, I mean, it just absolutely doesn't make any sense. I couldn't see. the Spider-Man on the PS5, it didn't work out. The schedule didn't work out, so I couldn't go. I didn't go to their home to see it. Uh, so yeah, I would have liked to see Spider-Man 2 on the PS5 with Force ray tracing to give you my opinion on that. But yeah, it's just a bad idea. It's a very, very bad idea. And also for chat, if you like VR gaming, great for you all. Oh yeah, for sure. Performance was terrible before the update. Yeah, Jedi Survivor. I haven't even played that game yet. That's how bad it is. It is really, really bad. Um, are you excited by the day before? Available only December 7th for PC, Steam. I think I've seen some of the trailers. I don't know if I'm excited about it, but I'll see if I give it a try. I remember playing Far Cry 5 on PS4 with very low FOV and 30 FPS, and I got motion sick. Super sick, super quick low. Yeah, it's what I'm saying. If you have to focus in the center of the screen so you don't get a distorted image and you're moving your head all the time, that's gonna give you that motion sickness. It's the field of view. I was expecting VR to be like, because you can see everything. The field of view is not small, but it feels small when you have to focus on the center of the screen. That's a weird feeling. So I think that to not get motion sickness, we have to focus. We have to learn what to focus on, basically. Because if you focus in a certain way, you're gonna get that motion sickness. So yeah, imagine GTA 6 on VR, man. It's just that's gonna be wild. There is a LA Noir on VR. They say it's very short. From Rockstar, LA Noir is a very good it's a game with very good animations, very good facial expressions. In VR, they say it's pretty good. Flank says, "Hey, I never tried VR gaming, but sounds like too much physical effort for bad graphics and buggy gaming." Well, let me tell you, man, I was not expecting to be, blown away with this. I was expecting, of course, yeah, you get this VR, you look, right to the left. That's cool. When I tried this thing, immediately, man, I saw the potential. I'm like, wow, this is it, man. This is the future. They just need to figure out the software. They need to figure it out, how to overcome some of the limitations, and how to fix motion sickness and get more comfort, and how to, they have to figure it out. Okay, we need to figure out the settings, how to fix it, all of that. But the potential, it's just not close. I mean, after we get a screen that is just amazing, like the picture quality, if you get perfect blacks, if you get an OLED VR with the same motion clarity that this has, because the VR OLEDs have 2 milliseconds of persistence. The Blurbuster chief told me that these LCD VRs, they have better motion clarity. But I still have to try those and see if the motion clarity downgrade is acceptable, or if you really need that motion clarity to be this good to prevent motion sickness. So I don't know if there's gonna be a difference, because the thing is to make this tolerable, so you don't have any discomfort, basically. But if you get perfect blacks, if you get fantastic colors and enough brightness, there's no TV that can come even close to this, because you can have a TV as big as you want. Basically, it's just how big do you want your TV, and you can get that picture quality for cheaper too, because this is a smaller thing. And yes, VR headsets can be very expensive. I know that they exist, but if you compare how much you have to spend for a 77-inch TV in comparison with this can be 100-inch. It can be as big as You know what I'm saying? It's definitely the future. I believe it definitely is the future. So let's see. Um, and about the physical effort, I think that might be fun for a moment, then it gets old, but I'll see. I have to try it. You can also just play it with a controller, especially the games that you just use a mod like Cyberpunk and all of that. It doesn't have motion controller. You just use the your controller, and yeah, the game library is mods basically. The modding community is the one that's really making VR interesting, to be honest, because there's almost no big games. Apparently, PSVR 2 is really good too, but it doesn't work on PC. Yeah, Sony's man is they're always trying to lock everything, so you have to buy it from them, and I really don't like that. It's like Apple. I don't really like that. It doesn't make any sense. They are selling. They are selling it. They are not giving it away with a PS5. If you're selling a product, why would you know, intentionally block the product from working on a PC? That doesn't make any sense. Um, I'm not saying they should spend resources, making it more user friendly, but maybe they should. It's just another device that they can make money off. I don't understand why. It's a good device that they don't have support for the PC. So yeah, the potential is like off the charts. But yeah, it is definitely early. Definitely early. I mean, to change the rest, I have 2 days. I've been trying to change the resolution of this thing connected to my PC. I'm still haven't figured that out yet. And there are some good tutorials on YouTube, but you have to do so much. And the other thing that I don't like about this is they want your personal information so bad. They want your email, they want your phone number, your you know, they want you to know your birthday, your full name, and if you create a developer account, they want to know your address. Why? I just want to change the resolution of this thing. Why do I have to do all of that? It should be just connected to a PC, boom, change the resolution, or just even inside the VR. I understand, without connecting it to a powerful PC, this is just a mobile device. You don't have the power to increase the resolution. I understand that, but the resolution is very low. They should be able to increase it a little bit, at least just to watch YouTube videos. So yeah, it's really a mess. Um, so yeah. Have you seen a gameplay of Arkham Knight for Switch? What do you think about it? Arkham Knight on Nintendo Switch? That's pretty nuts because Batman Arkham Knight is very demanding, especially because of the physics. That game has one of the best physics I've ever seen. Everything you can destroy everything, every single building, all the particle effects, the smoke, interactive. Of course, the Switch is not gonna have interactive, debris and the smoke and all of that. But um, I guess that they have to cut a lot of corners to make that work on the Switch, and it's just 30 FPS, of course. So yeah, I'm not a big fan of mobile gaming in general because when I am out on the street, I don't want to be like playing. But if you're on an airplane, like I was the other day, it's definitely a great idea if you have it. So if you're traveling constantly, a Nintendo Switch or a Steam Deck or whatever is a very good idea. So yeah, I've played Resident Evil 4 VR, Humanity, Fallout 4 VR, Skyrim VR, Half-Life Alex. Best regards from Italy. Yeah, those are good VR. I've heard Fallout 4 is a very good VR experience. Arkham Knight is struggling on Switch. Sometimes drop to 20s, 20 FPS. Yeah, imagine VR Guitar Hero. Yeah, it was so. I mean, it was impossible, literally, to play with this thing, to play the guitar with this thing, because I was using the pass-through mode. So when you use this on pass-through mode, you see everything black and white with a lot of noise and with a delay, and also with a zoom. So it was worse than being blinded. So I'm trying to look at it from below my nose because there's a hole here, but I cannot, I cannot see well like that. So on the other hand, I see the real time feedback from my fingers, and at the same time I see the delay feedback that's black and white with noise, and that is zooming. So difficult to play with VR. I mean, it's almost impossible. And on top of that, I wanted to have this thing on my wrist, and the weight was throwing me off. So I was like, I was not happy with that recording at all. Okay, but I was like, okay, man, it doesn't matter. Okay, who's gonna get hurt? My ego. That's okay. That's okay. I mean, the reason why I have this YouTube channel is because I've been releasing videos. Doesn't matter if he has a mistake. It doesn't matter. I'm just gonna throw it out there. So I decided to do the same thing with that video. But yeah, I was not happy. I made some mistakes there, and I can play that flawlessly, man. But yeah, anyway, I wanted to do a cool video, and the idea was very cool, but the audio was a mess because I had the furnace, the noise of the furnace that was turning on and off. It is a mess, but I tried my best. Yeah, there's some parts there that I'm happy with, but yeah, not totally happy. Could you try to live stream sometime when it is day both? Yeah, I'm gonna live stream at different times. Sundays I will do the live stream early in the morning. So yeah, I'm planning to do more live streams. I like more live streams, to be honest, than videos. One of the things that I like the most about having the YouTube channel is the interaction. Like if when I make a video and I have fewer comments, even if I have more views, I prefer more comments than views. That's what I like. For me, a successful video is more comments, more than likes or views. But of course, everything is important. I haven't tried Half Life, Alex. Yes, that's like after I figure this out, then I'm gonna play Half Life, um, because I want to have the best experience. That's like the end game. Do you connect your smart TV to the internet? How bad are the privacy issues? I don't use the smart TV at all because I don't watch the TV. I only use it as a computer monitor. But yeah, privacy, you know what they're doing. they are they are selling your viewing habits. There's no way around it. That's why TVs are cheaper than monitors. One of the reasons. And all these deals with the companies, to have Netflix, Disney, all of that, to have that on the remote. So yeah, it's yeah. I mean, they're getting your personal information everywhere. There's just no way around it. Um, James Campbell says, I love VR, one of the few industries that actually requires GPUs to be good to work. Requires GPUs. What is that? Requires. Huh. I don't understand what that is. GPUs. I'm still learning English. All games used to focus on interactive physics. Now everything is beautiful, but barely any physics simulations. Yeah, it is all static. Or you have Remnant 2, the trees animating from 20 miles away, and the leaves on the floor looking kind of broken. Yeah, for some reason they are not focused on physics that much anymore. Blue Max says, considering I've got 2 VR headsets and 2 VR capable PCs, yes, I care. I only play flight and driving sims, though. I don't care for any other genre. I mean, for for driving, it should be awesome. I tried one of the driving games from here, but it was not like, you know, I don't know which Assetto Corsa, I think. Assetto Corsa, I think, is the best VR game for driving, but let me know. I'm not sure. But yeah, I just tried like a low power game, and it was not like super cool. But I see the potential. It should be awesome, especially if you get a steering wheel. Of course, if you get a steering wheel VR, you look like this. That has to be a very nice experience. Doom 3 VR finally working on Quest 3. Doom 3. Yeah, shooting games have to be amazing. I mean, it is so cool to have your gun with a controller, that's super cool. You can play VR with a normal controller or mouse and keyboard, yes. Especially all the mods. You can play them with a controller. I've seen them. Uh, but yeah, I'm gonna get into it. I'm gonna tell you all about it. I just want to know if you guys have interest. Um, I'm not planning to change the channel now and just talk about VR. There's a lot to talk about, so I have content here for a long time based on what I've seen. So I'm gonna start, figuring things out slowly, one by one. Every time I make a video, the community gives me good feedback, and I learn faster. That's why I want to throw this content out there so I can learn faster instead of me trying to figure it out all on my own. That's why I know most of the things that I know, because the community tells me. That's the best thing about having this YouTube channel. I learn faster. So I'm just gonna make a video and say, hey, I don't know anything about it. I've been struggling with this and that, and people tell me, hey, here's the solution. And that's how then I make another video. Now I know, and I share that information with more people, and that's how we learn. We all get better. So that's what I really like about this, about doing this YouTube channel. Well, thank you very much, man, for your support. Um, well, thank you, man. I really appreciate you. Really appreciate it. I've been always being here for the community anytime. If you have a question, let me know. I think I've answered so far every single comment. The only comments that I cannot see, because YouTube doesn't give me a notification, is the comments inside a comment. So somebody makes a comment, I reply. If that person replies or somebody else replies to my reply or inside that comment, I don't see it. YouTube doesn't give me a notification. I have to manually go back to that comment to give an answer. But so far, I've answered everything, all the notifications, unless it's just like, it's an offensive comment, which is very rare on this channel. I have to say, I am really surprised with the support that the channel is getting, throughout the time. It is still a small channel. I know the bigger you get, the more you're going to attract some people that are not, nice. That's normal. But so far, I mean, I would say 99.99999% is all super, super positive feedback. So I'm very happy with that. GPU graphics card, I have a 3080. And the thing with VR, here's the thing. With VR, you need double the power, because you're rendering like two eyes. So let's say, for example, if you can get 120 FPS with your GPU on VR, that's 60 FPS because it's 60 per eye, something like that. It might not scale as linear as that, but it is there. Okay, I haven't tried that yet. I definitely want to see it, but I think that's what it is. You will play GPU graphics card video game. Too many toys to buy for this hobby. Oh yeah. there's no end. Um comment on comments makes sense now. Yeah. The comment on comments, I get no notification whatsoever. Like I have to go manually there. Oh, we should get notifications like 100%. Yeah. But I don't get the notifications. Enjoy the interaction with all your followers right now, bro. The bigger you get, the harder it will be to stay in touch. Yeah. That's one thing that's good about YouTube, about having a small community. But of course, we want to grow. We want to grow the YouTube channel, of course. But I like it like it is right now. I like it to grow it this way, slowly and steady. But I mean, I cannot say we grow slowly. I mean, we started like a year and a half ago. This channel is 1 year and a half old, and we're about to hit 6,000 subscribers. I wouldn't say that's slow, but yeah, if for example, you know, Tim from Hardware Unbox, he opens a YouTube channel, another YouTube channel, this Monitors Unbox, and it just 100,000 subscribers overnight. Of course, because he's very good. People know him. He has all the gear, all the sponsor. He has the credibility. So if you already have a big platform, if you create another channel, you grow super fast. I mean, it's not even close. But starting from scratch and being your first channel, I think that we're doing very, very good. Very, very good. Beam Up says, hey man, now that you got to mess with the G3, was there like a physical option to turn on color boost in other picture modes, or is that done automatically? That's done automatically. It is a restriction from LG, and it is what it is. I didn't test the G3 with test patterns. See, so just testing the G3 with the with the commercial content that they have, the marketing content that they have there, it's not enough. It's not enough. I would need to test the G3 here at home. See, with a completely dark room and with very good, with the test patterns, okay, to really, really know what's going on. So yeah, I don't know if there's a way around that to get that color, the same color saturation on game optimizer mode. That shouldn't affect the input lag whatsoever. That's just a shenanigan from LG. It definitely is definitely going to push the panel more, and they are probably concerned about burning with gaming, because gaming you have a lot of hot elements and stuff. But yeah, it's really sad. That growth is very fast for a new channel with no prior audience. Yeah, I mean, no prior. I had basically no experience at all doing. I mean, I open all the YouTube channels, but to have that, releasing a video every day, I don't know how to edit. Like I've never tried to edit any videos at all. I mean, I haven't edited any videos, period. And no script. Like I don't plan anything. I just hit record. I say, okay, I'm gonna talk about this. I hit record, and whatever comes out. And the reason why I can do that is because I am fully honest. Let's say I'm going to record a video right now about this VR headset. I'm gonna tell you, hey, I just got this. I see the potential. It is just impressive because of this and that. But I still have to figure it out. Let me know. I'm not gonna try to come out as an expert, because I'm not. And that's how we've been doing it. But then next time I know better, because of the comments, the comment section. That's what's goal here on this channel. If you read all the comments, if you go to the videos, you start reading the comments, you're gonna find some very, very good comments from this community. So yeah, I'm very happy with that. I wonder if RDNA 3 has good VR performance in Vulkan. I remember in Vulkan, RDNA 3 does not render overlapping assets, so it should be more efficient, in theory at least. I have no idea. I have no idea what that is. I don't know anything about it. to be honest. So you probably know more than me here. Uh, but that's how we learn. I heard something, and maybe I'll do some research and figure that out. I cannot wait to have this working on a AAA game and change the resolution and see how it looks and try to get Cyberpunk working on VR and all of that. That would be awesome. So yeah, I'm definitely going to cover that. And I'm gonna tell you. See, after I figure this out step by step, I'm gonna tell you all about it, and I'm gonna try to do my best to make the all the problems we have with this VR, try to make it simple. Hey, you got your VR headset, install this program, go here, do this, do that. And yeah, because right now I'm struggling to set it up, and there are some good videos on YouTube. um but yeah, I'll try my best to also contribute to get this set up. You score any games during Black Friday sale? I was on my trip. I just came back from my trip. I've been without playing for like a week without playing, and staying up very late with my family. That's one thing about the holidays and about just vacations in general. People stay up late, and that's just not a good idea because then you're tired and then nothing works. So yeah, I just turned on my computer yesterday to record a video, and then yeah, I haven't I haven't seen anything. So I just opened Epic Games. I saw that they had um they had a free game that I got. I forgot what it was. um but yeah, that's what I did. Just open Epic Games to check for the free games, and that was it. Your channel is also very unique. There's no other channel right now that focuses as much on fine tuning your experience and motion clarity as much as you. Yeah, man, this feature that we have on the TVs and on even on the monitors with backlight strobing is amazing. But when you affect the brightness like that, you definitely have to tweak the picture to get the best quality. And unfortunately, these monitor companies and these TV companies, they don't care. They don't have like a specific calibration for when you turn on that strobing or whatever the feature is. And that's just, I don't understand why. I still VR game on a 5700 XT and C1 CV1. What is that? CV1. Um CV1 Quest? No, it's not. Cannot be Quest. I don't know what that is, but I guess it's maybe like an older headset. This is what scares me in the gaming industry. Most cross-gen games made for PS5 and PS4 still have pretty good 60 FPS mode on PS5. Um, yeah. So yeah, the old games they look better because they run better. It's what I've been saying. Like if you try to push the fidelity, and but then you downgrade the resolution and the frame rate and damage the performance, and now your game stutters, it's not worth it. That's not a better experience. It's just not. I'm playing Final Fantasy 16, which is for PS5 only, and the only way to play it is in 30 FPS mode. So I'm wondering if next gen games only will be too demanding moving forward. It's a matter of it's a creative decision. This You see, that's why I hammer so hard on Alan Wake. Okay, it's it's not that it's not a good game. I didn't even play it. It's the idea. It's the idea, and all the big channels promoting that, saying yes, that's the way to go. No, no, there's nothing next gen about 30 FPS and a blurry picture. Nothing next gen about a bad performance. That's just a bad idea. I don't understand why they praise that crap. It's just bad. They could give you 120 FPS, 4K 120. Okay, they just need to change the creative decision. Okay, maybe you cannot do huge open world with where you can have the opportunity to see very far away from the distance to get that level of performance. You have to change it. Well, change it then. That's gonna look better, in my opinion. The first Oculus consumer headset. Okay, that was the first one. Yeah, I see now on their website they have the Quest 2, they have the Quest 3, and they have the Pro. But the Pro is older than the Quest 3. So the chip of the Pro is a generation prior, of course, because the Pro was made when the Quest back when the Quest 3, when the Quest 2. But it cost $1,000. So now you have that Quest Pro that costs more money, but it has a less powerful chip. Um, they should reduce the price, even if it has better features, a better screen. That's what I believe. Eric says, "Hey, I watched so much of your content, I've run out of videos. Please make more." Wow, and I appreciate you. I have like 500 plus videos. But yeah, I'm gonna ramp it up now. I'm gonna start making videos again. I was on vacation. I was taking my vacations. And yeah, I had a lot of fun. It was good. But now I'm gonna start making videos, especially to see if I can figure this out. Because I really want to try it, but I don't know. So I'm gonna make a lot of videos. Do you check PC gaming wiki and mods for each game? I do that to disable motion blur, depth of field, chromatic aberration, vignette, disable mouse smoothing, unlock FPS, force shader compilations. Absolutely. For every game, you have to do so much. There's a member of our community that shared on the last video how to fix um, Lords of the Fallen. I have to try the settings that he shared. He basically shared like what you have to change on the config file to fix the blurriness in Lords of the Fallen. And I'm definitely gonna try that. That is like a must. Like every single game comes out, you have to, especially if it's an Unreal Engine game, most likely you have to go to the config file and change a lot to get it working. Oh, film grain. I mean, like I said, if I was the head of a game studio and somebody tells me, like somebody working on the project tells me, hey, why don't we add film grain, chromatic aberration? I would be like, if you mention that again, you're fired. Okay? Do not mention that again here on this project. That is like sabotage. It just doesn't make any sense. I'm just wondering and scared that the next gen games are moving back to 30 FPS. They will. They will. Why? Because of the push. The big channels pushing it. Okay? The big channels sell the games. Okay? And on YouTube, you cannot see 120 FPS. So advertisement is all about how it looks on YouTube, basically. So it's a mess, man. They do it because most people don't know. That's why. Most games nowadays reach the best state many months after release. There is zero incentive to buy on day one unless you're very impatient. That's why I made the Remnant 2 video. The Remnant 2 at launch, a total mess, unacceptable. You have terrible performance. We're talking about my 3080, 12 gigabytes, low settings. No, it was medium settings with DLSS performance. It was dropping below 60 FPS, or I think even low settings. I'm not sure, but I think it was even low settings. That's unacceptable, man. Absolutely. And also the ghosting with DLSS was horrendous. I'm talking about ghosting this big on the screen. Absolutely horrendous. And now I tried it recently and I'm like, if this was the game at launch, I wouldn't have made a rant. I would say, okay, the game is very demanding, it doesn't perform very well. I don't agree with this decision of having trees animating 20 miles away. I don't care that. Even with potato settings, that doesn't make any sense. Remnant 2 has a potato settings, potato mode, and you still have those trees moving on at the distance. It's like the field of The draw distance is broken. I don't know if it's because of nanite, but or you don't have the option to turn that off. But in my opinion, it's broken because you shouldn't have that happening with potato settings. And as a consequence, if I use potato settings 4K DLAA on Remnant 2, I'm getting like 40 frames per second. That doesn't make any sense. So at native 4K with potato settings, the game looks absolutely terrible. It doesn't make any sense to be getting 40 FPS. There's something wrong with that. So those are the decisions I've been hammering on. But I'm not gonna be doing more more rants. Yeah, I don't like yeah, I'm not gonna do it. I get a lot of views when I do a rant, but I'm not gonna do it. Because the reason is I hammer so hard on Alan Wake that I couldn't even give it a try. That's how. So it produced an uncomfortable feeling towards that game, and I don't want that to happen again. Yeah, I don't want that to happen. I do a rant and then I feel bad about the game, and then I don't even play it. Like with Starfield, I didn't give it a try. I couldn't because of the so much rant. So I'm not gonna do that again. Okay, I'm gonna share my thoughts. If I don't like it, I'm gonna tell you, but I'm not gonna just go wild with a rant. So yeah, be more obsessed. Yeah, I hope so, but I get the feeling that developers want to make to look as good as it can if they're okay with 30 FPS. Wrong, big time wrong. Okay, they should guarantee 120 FPS with a performance mode. Okay, even if it's 1080p, try to make it look as good as possible. 120 FPS, then 60 FPS for a fidelity mode, and try to make it as look good as possible. Look as good as possible. That's my take. That's what I would do if I make a game. I think you saw my Nibra Anibium NVIDIA surround video on YouTube and commented. Not sure if you remember it. Nibra Anibian NVIDIA surround video on YouTube. James Campbell. I'll check it out. I don't remember. I do remember you from other comments here on the channel. I think I also saw you the other day on the FOMO stream. So I know you. I don't remember. I don't think I remember that video you made, but I'll check it out. I'll check out your channel. Vogue Squadron says it has always been like this. Fidelity was always pushed because screenshots would look better in magazines and on the box. Yes, it's all about advertisement, man. It's all about advertisement. So what's your budget-friendly PC that can at least do 4K 60 FPS? Can't fork up the money for a 4090 right now. Any recommendations? Absolutely. Don't play at 4K 60 FPS. Get a plasma TV. If you want budget gaming, plasma TV. So build a PC that can run games at 60 FPS always, even the most demanding games with tweaking the settings, of course, at 60 FPS on a plasma TV, 1080p. That's your budget gaming right there. But if you ask me 4K 60, 4070, or a 3080, which is what I have, 4070, better in some cases, especially with with frame generation. But a 3080 12 gigabytes might be better in some instances. So that would be 4K 60. But with the games that we're getting, we never know. I feel bad for people who paid for Cyberpunk on day one. It is basically a completely different game today for the new players, and they get it for a lower price. Exactly, man. So, but it is difficult to just wait because, for example, I've been waiting for Jedi, for Star Wars, Jedi Survivor. I don't want to play it, but I might not play it ever because they might not be able to completely fix it. So yeah, it's a tough choice. Flank says, I think DLSS 2.51 has the least amount of ghosting. Maybe it depends on the game. You can download the .dll file and simply replace it. I'll give it a try. Thanks for sharing. What I do is when I see a game that looks very good with DLSS, I copy that to another game to see if it makes a difference. And yeah, sometimes it's very difficult to spot the difference, but yeah, it is definitely a good idea to identify, okay, this version is the one that I like, and then go for it. So yeah, it's very important. Beam Up says, yeah, I'm playing Final Fantasy 16 on the PS5, and it really doesn't look next gen. Bad textures, blurred, draw distance. I'm playing and wondering how it really can't do 4K 60. I mean, it's not even close to that. It's like 40 FPS at below 1440p or something like that, from what I remember. 4K 60 is a demanding target, even with upscaling. You need at least a 4080. I think a 4080 can give you like 90 FPS. It depends on the game. If you try to run Alan Wake, yeah, or Remnant 2 or something like that, yeah. In Remnant 2, you can disable Nanite and tweak more graphic settings with a small tweaker software. Worth trying. Absolutely, man. Oh, thank you, man. You're sharing very good tips. I'll give it a try. There's much better looking games like Horizon, God of War, Spider-Man, Plague's Tale that push visuals but play over 60 FPS in VRR mode on the PS5. How is this possible when other developer teams can't do this? Well, I'm not sure about Plague Tale. Plague Tale Requiem is very demanding. But yeah, man, there's a lot of good games that run very well on the PS5. Um, so yeah. By the way, have you ever tried the PSVR 2, the PS5 VR on the PS5? It might be very good. So yeah, let's leave it there, man. We've been always 1 hour. I don't want to extend this live stream. I just wanted to know if there was any interest with this VR thing. I'll give it a try. I'll try to figure it out, make some videos about it. If I don't see a lot of interest with the community, I'm not gonna just make a lot of videos about it. But I will definitely share once I figure it out. I would like the community to come on board with me so we can figure it out faster. Uh, but yeah, I'm excited about it. I think this is good. It's very, very good. It has a lot of potential. I cannot wait to play some of those games with mods, games that don't even support VR, and see how is that like. Even I think even Dark Souls 3, you can play it on VR. I'm not sure. But definitely I've seen Cyberpunk. And yeah, it should be awesome. So yeah, thanks for all of you that joined. I mean, this stream was like no, I didn't, you know, no notification or anything. I'll try to do another live stream on Sunday morning. See if we get more people to join, and of course we'll do more live streams with gaming tech once we have the chance. Eric says, I'll buy a Quest 2 if it ends up being a good experience. I see them used for less than $100 all the time in my area. I mean, that's the thing. You can get one of these things for almost nothing. Okay. So I would like the community to come on board, because if we can figure this out and get a great experience on the PC, I mean, the value is off the chart. Um, it's very, very cheap. Of course, you do need a powerful PC to run it. But if we do the same, basically, um, I'm glad you say that. I'm interested on the state of VR. It's a mess. The state of VR right now is a mess. Why? Because I haven't been able to use it yet. Okay. Yes, I've been able to, just download some games and play, from the VR, but I haven't been able to connect it to my PC yet and open, just VR games. It just doesn't work like that. Okay. You need to install some programs to change the resolution, and a lot of logging here and logging there. And they want your personal information, your credit card, and your address, your phone number. So I need to learn how to bypass all this crap. So we can just, so I can make a video and tell you, hey, you get your VR, install this program, come here, change this and that. That's it. Open your game, boom, it works. We need that. We need that content, and I don't see it. Like I've seen some good videos, but I still don't have clarity over how to make this work, how to make it user friendly, how to make it. I mean, it's not gonna be user friendly, but at least a video where I can just see everything I need to know, to make it work. Great. We need that. We need that content, and I need the help from the community. So if you can all get a VR for cheap, I mean, look at that, less than $100, less than $100. If you can get that for less than $100, I mean, the cable from the original USB-C cable costs like $80. That's why I was saying maybe this is insane. Why would you pay $80 for a cable if you can get the VR headset for like $250? That's just too expensive, man. It doesn't make any sense. But I'll see if there's an alternative cable I can get without without sacrificing anything. So yeah, just so you can see if so just so you can see it if you want to, since I know you love motion clarity. Oh yeah, absolutely. The motion clarity of this thing is nuts. But first I need to figure out the clarity. First I need to change the resolution. This thing can have very, very good clarity. You just need to change the resolution. But emotion is amazing. Everything is a mess. Yeah, it is. Everything is a mess. I recommend getting a third-party link cable if you want to hook up your Quest 2 to a PC. The official Quest link cable is too expensive. Yeah, any recommendations? You know what's the name of I got my link cable on sale for $10 on Amazon, and it has been working flawlessly. Okay, well, tell me what is the name of the brand? What's the name of that brand? Let me know. What is the cheap cable, if you remember? Is that one of those Chinese cables? Okay, here it is. It is called 6 a.m. game link cable, but it is $20 now on Amazon. Oh, $20 is still kind of okay if it's like a very long cable. Let me see. 6 a.m. game link. 6 a.m. game link cable. Let me see. Okay, here it is. See how big it is. Can you still see me when I go, or you cannot see the screen when I go away? Okay, let me see. So this is $20, $21, $20.99. Let's see how big this is. It's compatible with Quest 3 and 2. Let's see how big this cable is. Okay, 5 meters long. Yeah, that's the same size as the original cable. Same size. So I mean, that's better than $80 for sure. So yeah, I'll give it a try. Maybe use the developer settings on the PC if you want to use the link for gaming, for PC gaming, so you can set a custom bit rate for the video stream when you're playing in VR. Yes, that's what I tried to do. I downloaded this the Quest, the Oculus app. I downloaded this thing, and I was trying to pair that with the headset yesterday, but it was not working. So basically, I was trying to. Okay, that worked. That worked. I got that working. What didn't work yesterday was to try to pair the cell phone app, the Oculus cell phone app, with the headset. And I needed to do that to enable developer mode. I was watching a tutorial basically. So that didn't work for some reason, which is not working. So I'll have to try it again today, see if I can make it work. Uh, how's it going? Everything PS5 Pro. You're really waiting for that PS5 Pro? Well, thank you very much, man. I'm having a great day. I'm gonna sleep like in an hour. I only play some PS4 horror games and Hitman 3 on VR on my PS5 with a free adapter they sent me. Sent you a free adapter? Is that because of your YouTube channel? That's cool, man. It is morning or nighttime where you live, but yeah, right now it's like 8:32 p.m. here. So I'm on Central Time. By the way, I'm using a PSVR 1, the PS4 VR first generation one. Okay, well, that's cool. How's it going? Hybrid. I was talking about you. You did you shared Lords of the Fallen settings to fix the TAA. I'm definitely gonna give it a try. I pinned your comment on the video so other people can see it. The Quest 3 just came out. Are you happy you bought the Quest 2 instead? I didn't buy the Quest 2. It was a gift from my nephew. So what happened is I tried and he saw my reaction. He knew I had to have it. So he gave it to me. So yeah, that was very cool of him. So I didn't buy it. Um, but if I get into it, I mean, it's not that expensive. It's not that expensive. The Quest 3 is like $500. Or if you get the with more storage, it's like $650. The thing is, if I can increase the resolution and all of that, and it's about the same, because it's an LCD screen too, you only have like a better processor, I believe, and maybe a little bit more field of view and all of that, and higher resolution, I believe too. But it might not be worth it. Uh, Maybe wait until we have like an OLED with the same motion clarity or something different. That's really like insane. Like if they make, for example, if they make a VR headset that you can connect to your PC that is perfect blacks, whatever the technology is, it has the same motion clarity of these LCD VRs or even better, and it has better picture quality in general, just a wider field of view, more features or whatever, and it's like $1,500. I think it's worth it because you cannot get a TV that's bigger than that. See? So now you have a device that looks fantastic, perfect blacks, you have incredible picture quality, and then now you can watch 3D movies, you can play VR games, you can do even some productivity and stuff. So I think it is worth it because you cannot get a TV for $1,500 that's gonna give you a better screen, a bigger screen than that, basically. So I think it is worth it. But yeah, I might get the Quest 3 or 4, whatever, if I get deep into it. But if I get very deep into it, I'm gonna have to get a better PC too, because to run the games, to run Cyberpunk and all of that on VR, is tough. I've seen the videos. The performance is very bad. It's very difficult to get the performance. So I might have to get might have to get a 4090 or a 5090 and update my PC just for VR. If I get into it, I might do it. I don't see a reason to upgrade my PC just to play the games that we have today. Because I'm getting the performance I need to play the games on the games that I want to play. But for VR is a different story because now you need double the performance, okay, to get that same picture quality. So then that might make sense. So yeah. Yeah, Half-Life Alex is one of the best VR games to immerse you in the world. Recommended. Source engine doesn't use TAA either. Source 2 is very crisp and beautiful. Yeah, man, for some reason, VR, they understand that clarity is a must. Like I haven't seen any blurry game on the VR. Even games that have very low resolution, you see the aliasing, but it looks clear. You don't see them using like ugly TAA blurriness because it seems like it would be more obvious, and they know that's gonna look very bad on VR. I think the big screen beyond is a better upgrade over the Quest 3 for Quest 2 users. The big screen beyond. What is that? Big screen beyond. Let's see what that is. The big screen. Big screen beyond. The world's smallest VR headset. Micro OLED displays with 2560 by 2560 pixels per eye. Custom pancake optics. Okay, let me see. What is this? Is that because it's cheaper? So you're saying that it's a better upgrade over the Quest 3 for Quest 2 users. So you're saying this is a better upgrade. Okay, but let's see the price. It might be better. Let's see. Breakthrough OLED displays and pancake optics for stunning immersion, custom build. By the way, do you see my face when I go? Let me do this. Okay, I'm gonna do this to make sure you can see me. Okay, let's see this thing. This is another VR headset. Um, every gram matters. Oh, yes, it's like a smaller VR headset. It's like very small, 6 times lighter than other VR headsets. Um, so you're saying that this is better than the Quest 3 because it has an OLED screen. Next generation fidelity. So resolution is 5120 by 2560 up to 90 hertz. But the Quest 3 is 120 hertz. It's just not OLED. 32 pixels per degree of view. 102 field of view. 102 degrees. So dual 1-inch OLED displays in an RGB strip layout. Each pixel is just very small, 7 times thinner than a human hair. Yeah, I mean that might be a great VR device. So yeah, there's a lot of options with a VR. But yeah, do you have one of them? It is useless on PS5 without the adapter. That's why it is free. It is useless on PS5 without the adapter. That's why it is free. Huh. I don't know what you're referring to. My previous comment. Oh, the PSVR VR1. Okay. The PSVR has OLED display. Sadly, at 1920 by 1080 90 hertz, but it looks sharp and the 3D effect is awesome. But I wouldn't recommend it to anyone today. I got it from my brother when he got bored of it. If they could shrink plasma down for a VR headset, it would have been a good display due to there not being pixel gaps and also the natural aliasing. Yeah, imagine. That would be wild. I think plasmas are like it's like technology for big TVs, but who knows? I mean, a quick question about HDR gaming. If the display becomes semi darker on peak needs in HDR and you gain minor black level details loss, would you still recommend to use HDR in good HDR games? I don't I don't understand exactly the question. Let me see. If the display becomes semi darker on peak needs in HDR and you gain minor black level detail loss, you gain minor black level detail loss. Would you still recommend to use HDR in good HDR games? Yes, I always recommend to use good HDR and good HDR and good HDR games. I recommend to use HDR in bad HDR games too. Yeah, as long as you can fix it, it is always better. HDR is always better. I'm not sure what is that you are referring to. Big screen beyond cost. Oh, $1,400, 1,400 euros. Well, it makes sense that it's better than the Quest 3. That's almost triple the price. Almost, and it's literally triple the price. It better be, um, it better be, pretty good for that price. The thing with this different companies with VR headsets is some issues with the software, the support, the compatibility, and all of that. With Meta, what you're getting more of a bigger platform with more support and all of that. But the technology of the VR headset might be amazing. I'm not sure yet. I recommend watching Linus' video on it. It is much more expensive than the Quest 3, but it's a true generational upgrade compared to current consumer VR headsets. And I mean, it's not that expensive. I mean, how much is a 49? Is even more expensive than that. So I think the price is worth it, considering that they make a custom face cushion tailored to your face. Not enough great games to yeah, that's the thing. There's not enough great games to justify that huge price. Um, so the thing is, let's say that I figured out all the settings on this thing, and I beat Half-Life Alex. See, that's it. That's it. So I'm just gonna play the same game. So get the new headset and play the same games. That's the problem. But the modding community can save it all. If they figured out a way to play all the Unreal Engine games on VR, which I think they did, I think they already figured out a way to play all the Unreal Engine games on VR. If that's the case, then yeah, that's perfect. I mean, I will be very happy with VR if I can play most of the games on VR. Even if they, of course, even if they don't support the motion controls and all that. Even if you just have to play with a regular controller, I'm okay with that. I think that would be a great, um, a, a good investment, basically, even if it's very expensive. So how should I hunt for used plasma TVs? I see there are even 120 hertz model. No, 120 hertz 720p. I haven't seen any confirmation of 120 hertz 1080p. I think that's a legend. It might be true, but I haven't seen it. I haven't seen any. The best plasmas are the Neo plasmas from Panasonic. The Neo plasmas. They have better motion clarity, but they are still 60 hertz. There's not 120 hertz mode, as far as I know. Um, and I haven't seen any evidence to suggest otherwise. Hybrid says micro LED is also a technology meant for large displays, but every year it is getting smaller and more affordable, and it'll eventually be tiny if they continue. RD can take you anywhere. I think that what they're saying is that nano LED is gonna take over. It's better. It's cheaper. So I think micro LED might never be a viable option for consumers. It might be just too expensive. Everything PS5 Pro says HDR on my TV looks more dim. Oh, it depends on display. Yeah. Then when in SDR in most games, but colors can in some games look more vibrant on HDR. My TV gets worse black level details. Oh, I understand. I understand now. And it's an LCD. It's an LCD screen. Yeah, some LCD screens on HDR, because you're pushing more brightness, you get worse contrast even because the black levels are raised more. There are some screens that look better on SDR, no question about that. So, but yeah, on HDR you might get some, you might get better like a wider color gamut. But if it's a monitor, I doubt that, because monitors usually they don't clamp the color to sRGB. You're just having the native color gamut of the monitor even on SDR, which is not accurate, but it looks more colorful. Um, so yeah, I would go with SDR if that's the case. It depends on the display. Um, so at least according to the black level calibration videos on YouTube, yeah, yeah. So yeah, also you're seeing that you're crushing a little bit of blacks. You have to. My recommendation has always been learn how to make your display look the best it can look. That's the best you can do. And if that means SDR, then just SDR. I use SDR on my plasma TV. It looks very good. Um, yeah, it depends on the display. Running Kago says, playing Red Dead Redemption 2 on PC for the first time, and it is so blurry with the TAA. The game looks broken without it. Yes, it's just a mess, man. I had to download a mod to play at 4K with VLAA, and that mostly fixed the problem. Yeah, you have to brute force your way out of that blurriness. And on top of that, then you have the issue that when the image is static with DLSS, it looks sharp. No, it looks blurry. It looks kind of blurry. And when you start moving the picture, it becomes sharper. It's like when the motion vectors are engaged, is a different thing. That is so distracting that you have a different sharpness between a static and moving picture. That's so distracting. And like you're saying, if you turn off TAA completely, the game looks broken. And the only solution is to go to the config file and increase the draw distance in an insane way. I'm talking about the maximum draw distance setting on the game was like 2 or 3. I don't remember the number, but it was like a small number or 0 point something. You can increase that draw distance almost as much as you want. And when you do that, even with TAA off on Red Dead Redemption 2, you see that broken draw distance kind of starting to get fixed. But the performance is like trash. I'm talking about 2 frames per second if you really go crazy with that. And it doesn't matter if you have 49, you cannot brute force your way out of that blurriness. And it's such a shame because Red Dead Redemption 2 is probably one of the best games ever created, but it's just so bad looking. It's really, really sad. I'm curious to how to figure it out if my TV has fake HDR or is it real HDR. Isn't it true that you need individual pixel dimming to get true HDR effect? No, that's not necessarily true. Of course, if you have per pixel control, you can get a better contrast. But HDR is HDR. They say you need more than 600 nits and all of that. Yes, of course, if you can get more than 600 nits, that's better. But what do you have to do? What you have to focus on is, okay, I have this TV or this monitor. How can I make this TV or monitor look the best? Use test patterns, compare SDR with HDR, compare the colors, compare the contrast, and decide. See how can you make it look the best. That's the only thing that matters. Forget about if the HDR is fake or whatever. Of course, if you have a self-emissive display, that's better. That's why plasmas look so good. Also, they are self-emissive. They are not very bright to be HDR, but they are self-emissive, so you get that per pixel control. They do not have perfect blacks, but they do have good contrast, and they look very good even when they are very dim in comparison with LCDs. That's why another reason why I like them a lot. Hybrid says yes, nano LED is better than micro LED. I was just trying to say plasma could have been made small too, like micro LED, is if there's a technology continue to progress. Yeah, I mean, if plasma was continue, who knows what we would have right now? Maybe we would have plasmas that are like $20,000 or something crazy like that. But amazing, who knows? Uh, has color gamut anything to do with my TV being 12 bits on the color depth, or are these two things separate things? So think about 12 bits. That is like color resolution. That's what it is. So if you have a higher, if you have 12 bits, if you have, for example, if you go to the control panel, see how they call this. See the description from NVIDIA. If you go to change resolution, output color depth, let's see what is the description from NVIDIA. Allows you to select color depth in bits per component of the color data GPU sends to the display. Typical scenarios. Application needs to be written to support more than 8 bits. Okay. Yeah, it doesn't explain. Usually NVIDIA likes to explain things. They just say that you get a smoother color transitions and gradients. Oh, no. What I was saying about color resolution is this full RGB 444420. That's what's color resolution. The bit depth is more like to get less color banding, basically. So when you have higher bit depth, you can have like finer, better transitions, like a smoother gradients, because you can have a smaller bands of colors. Basically, you have more colors. That's what it is. But it doesn't matter that it says 12 bits. It might be using some weird compression or something like that. Who knows? Remember, I'm not an expert on these things. I read what it is one day, then next day I forget. um, you know, it's not a big deal. Most of the content is not 12 bits. HDR10 is called HDR10 because of 10 bits. So unless you're using like special K and you force 12 or 13 bits or something like that, or 11 bits remastering and all of that, you might not be seeing any benefits, even if your display is 12 bits. So it's not gonna look more colorful. To answer your question, the color gamut, I don't think is it has to do directly with the bit depth. What you might see if your display has 12 bits natively is better gradations. You have less color banding, but having less color banding doesn't mean that you're gonna have it being more colorful. But of course, if your display is 12 bits, it's probably like a QD OLED or something like that. Then it has, it is also more colorful too. But I don't think that's directly related with that. But who knows, man? I'm not an expert. But that's what I can tell you right now. But if you just Google what it is, each thing, you can figure it out. I don't think it's that important. So I use TAA medium on Red Dead Redemption 2. For some reason, the medium setting is less blurry than high. Yeah. In my opinion, TAA in Red Dead Redemption 2 on PS4 and PC is the worst TAA implementation I've ever seen. Very sad about it because the game is amazing. Yeah, the game is amazing. I get tired of having bulky hardware on my face for long periods. It is why I never got into 3D TVs. It looks cool, but the 3D glasses just started to bother me halfway through the movie. I love 3D, man. It is definitely convenient, but I cannot wait to start setting everything up and start to watch some content on 3D. It looks amazing. What do you think about ray tracing? Is it worth it? I kind of cannot tell any difference in most games, and it eats twice as much power. Yeah, if you want to know how good ray tracing is, watch some Digital Foundry videos, because if you try it, you might not tell you might not be able to tell the difference. That's how I feel, man. Sometimes I cannot. Of course, if you know what to look for, you look at the reflection. Yeah, you kind of see it, but even with ray tracing, you see sometimes, for example, RoboCop. I was showing on the video that even with ray tracing, that's software ray tracing, of course. That's not like path tracing or anything like that. But even with ray tracing, you still see some details disappearing when you no longer have those objects on screen. So what that means is that there's still some screen space reflection thing going on. And yeah, it's yeah, it's worse with the screen space reflections only, because then you lose everything, and that's like immersion breaking. But there are ways to fix some, to overcome some of those things, and you see it in some games that have, I think they call that cube maps or something like that, like Uncharted. On Uncharted you see reflections even if they are not on screen. So that might be very demanding, or I don't know, but it doesn't make sense. The performance hit. The only way for me ray tracing makes sense is once we have enough of those cores. So you turn on ray tracing and the performance hit is like 5 frames per second or something like that. Then yeah, definitely. If it looks better, I would use it. But also sometimes ray tracing has so much noise. It adds, like, the shadows look, the reflections look kind of noisy. So yeah. What do you think? Okay. I agree. It is best to improve the display you already own. I came from the CRT community, and we have a saying: the best tube is the one you have. Don't get caught up in the FOMO. Yeah, I mean, try to learn how to get the best out of what you already have, because there are some people that are never happy with what they have, and they just keep, just think, oh, I just need to buy a new PC. You just need to buy something new. And if that gives you satisfaction, it's okay. But if you are always, you know, if you have that fear of missing out and you just keep buying and buying, um, that's not gonna give you the best experience. Just appreciate what you have. Imagine CRTs with quantum dots instead of phosphorus. CRT without burning. That might what might have been. So now I don't think that would be effective, because CRTs work thanks to the phosphorus decay. If you don't have that phosphorus decay, the CRT is gonna flicker like crazy. It's gonna flicker like crazy. So it wouldn't work. You would need like a very high refresh rate, maybe, to make that work, and then it would look like insanely clear. I don't know, maybe it could work, but the flickering, I think it would be unbearable if you don't have that phosphorus decay. For sure, you cannot get that at 60 hertz. That's gonna flicker too much. That's for sure. If that's even possible. But yeah, I mean, yeah, that's the idea. That's the spirit. Just get better motion clarity, better colors. That's what we want. So 60 FPS on a Panasonic Neo Plasma looks smooth and clear. I need a big secondary display for couch gaming. Yeah, so I mean, it should look, so 4 milliseconds of persistence is what I've seen on these plasmas. If you get better gray to gray with that Neo plasma, then you get less blur because of gray to gray limitations. So it should look clear, especially when you pan the camera slowly. So on a plasma, when you move at 240 pixels per second, if you open the UFO test, you change the speed to 240 pixels per second, it looks absolutely perfect. On my Pioneer Kuro, it just looks absolutely perfect. Now, when you move faster, you start to see the gray to gray limitations, and that's where that neoplasma could make a big difference. But the input lag is bad. The input lag of the VT60 is bad, really, really bad. Based on what I've heard, and this Pioneer Kuro, the input lag is bad too. It's not very good. So that's the thing with the plasma. You have to find out one that has good input lag, is in good conditions. Um, so maybe the ST60 might be one of the best ones. It has better input lag than the VT60 or ZT60. So yeah, who knows, man? Just get a plasma, the best you can get. They are so cheap. Um, so yeah, how's it going, Quad? Late to the party. Yeah, I'll finish in a moment. We've been already going for 1 hour and a half. I want to get to sleep in a moment. Uh, so yeah, I haven't sleep. I'm coming from those holidays, almost no sleeping, just trying to use my time. The family doesn't sleep. Uh, staying up late at night, so I need to sleep. Um, 60 FPS on has bad input latency on my monitor, so I guess it feels the same on a plasma TV. Yeah, it's gonna be at least. I mean, you're gonna get for sure like 20 milliseconds at minimum. Probably 40, 60 milliseconds. Don't expect um, don't expect a great input lag, but you adapt to it. I play on my plasma for a while and I get used to it, but now then when I jump to the C1, then I'm like, okay, the input lag on the C1 is so much better. I see the difference. But if you just get used to that plasma, you can play everything, even shooters. It's okay. Uh, you're saying that my display is just a mid-range LCD. Thanks for answering my weird question. So cool having you, pro. Like you answer live like this. Yeah, man, I do my best. I'll try to answer all the questions. Red Dead Redemption 2 art, style, assets, models, everything were built from the ground up with TAA in mind. Wrong. Big time wrong. Looking blurry is the artistic intent. Also cannot stand the native HDR. It's terrible, man. The native HDR is not even native HDR. It's just absolute garbage. It's one of the worst. It's so bad, man. It's Red Dead Redemption 2 is like, imagine you have Da Vinci painting making a paint for 20 years, and then after the paint is done, then a kid just just grabs a bunch of oil and it just ruins the paint completely. It just completely ruins the paint. That's what Red Dead Redemption 2 is. It's a masterpiece that is ruined with blurriness and all the popping and all this crap. Basically, it's such a shame. Gonna head to bed. Oh, well, have a good night. Sweden, that's very far away. Sweden. Okay, well, thank you for being here, man. James Campbell say I had a Sony CRT that was 27-inch from 2003, but it got dropped during the move. Man, sucked. Was that a TV? 27-inch. That has to be a TV, like a Trinitron. Do you have a contact email? Yes, I'd love to share some of my project with you when they're finished and get your feedback. I'm not an HDR expert, never use HDR, and I think you'd offer great insight. Yeah, absolutely, man. So you're a game developer. Absolutely. My email, I'll post it on the chat here. Let's see. Is this email? I tried the software BFI you talked about, and it is very unstable. My display flickers, also text and fine details look bad. What was the software BFI? I don't remember that. Software BFI you talked about. Yeah, I've talked about that it exists, but I've never tried myself. Yeah, it's gonna flicker, especially at 60, at 100, from 120 to 60. I'm thinking about changing my YouTube name to Tom Freeberg, my real name instead, but I don't want you and gaming tech to forget about me. You don't know I'm in the future streams. Yeah, just keep the same logo. We'll recognize you. LG C2 Dolby Vision or HDR for Series X games, which is better? It depends on the calibration. It should look the same or very similar Dolby Vision with HDIG, but it depends on the calibration of the TV. I'm not sure if the C2 Dolby Vision calibration is good. Um, Try it, compare them side by side, and see which one looks better. That's what matters at the end. I don't know. I've never I've never tried any Dolby Vision. I mean, this LG C1, the only moment where I've seen the Dolby Vision logo has been with some YouTube videos using the internal YouTube app of the TV. That's it. I've never seen real Dolby Vision content ever, because Dolby Vision gaming on the PC is just doesn't exist. We have like Mass Effect and Andromeda, I believe, and that's it. Does OLED does OLEDs have perfect whites? Because in stores, most of them look like half bluish whites and warm whites. I didn't have the opportunity to play with the colors in the store. Um, you know that they have it on vivid mode on the store. That's why they look too blue. But if you ask me, a full screen white on an OLED looks terrible. It just looks the worst. I mean, it's probably the worst, full screen white you can have. LCDs are gonna look better. QD OLEDs are gonna look better, more uniform. Plasma TVs are just absolutely amazing. Um, they might have some dirt screen effect, but the uniformity is there. So yeah, WRGB OLEDs, whites are terrible, I would say. You get some, when you look at them at an angle, you might get some, you know, hues, some like pink tint and all of that. So, but yeah, in real content, it's not a big deal, and you can change the white balance with calibration. Uh, so yeah, it's not a problem, I think. Um, it would just need 4 times the scan rate. So what is that you're referring to? Let me see. Oh, the CRT. Oh, you mean you're talking about a CRT with a quantum dot. 4 times the scan rate. So then 4 times the scan rate. So then, mm, yeah, so like 240 hertz so a quantum dot layer with a tube with a gun with a CRT gun at 240 hertz. It might work. It might look like 60 on a CRT, and not flicker that much. Who knows, man? Who knows? Um, it'll be interesting to try that. I recognize you from the FTAA community. Great to see you. Okay. Yeah, TAA sucks. Red Dead Redemption 2. I mean, Red Dead Redemption 2 comes up on every single live stream. What I do with gaming tech, and people know it is an amazing game, but it just looks so bad, man. It looks so bad because of that TAA. I don't know how many times I have addressed that. It's just terrible. Terrible TAA. So let's see. Yeah, good luck with maxing out that MSA. Yeah, DLSS mod or DLAA. VR is cool, but it's just another kind of experience. Greetings from Brazil. Eu, Brasil. Mejor equipo de futebol do mundo. Says Jose Roberto Ribeiro Jr. VR is very cool, man. It's something that is something else. Software BFI on GitHub, 158 hertz FPS. I have to give it a try. Is that a mod that you use on the games? You set up the software BFI incorrectly. It has to be set up in a very specific way, and it requires using the scanline feature from RTSS. If you're having trouble, I'll make a tutorial. Well, definitely, man. Make a tutorial. and I'll share that. I have to give it a try. What is that good for? I've tinker around the scan line feature with RTSS to improve the input lag and use it with BFI, but I didn't have flawless results. I have to try it more. So yeah, but share. What is that um, you need to do to get that working? Share that. So let's leave it there, man. We've been almost 2 hours. I'm gonna read the last one. Potentially less than a week away from the GTA 6 trailer. My expectations are through the roof. What are your biggest hopes gameplay wise? I hope the game has more RPG mechanics like San Andreas. So what I'm looking forward with GTA 6 is the driving. In my opinion, GTA 5 has the best driving. It's just the driving that I like the most. And I don't know why it is. I think it's because the camera is kind of shaking and the camera angle. But I am expecting GTA 6 to be just the best driving ever, best driving experience ever, period. Nothing comes even close. I am expecting some crazy interactions between the objects on the game. So we're talking about Red Dead Redemption 2 kind of stuff that you're just walking and hit a dog and the dog is going to fall to the ground in a very realistic way. I'm expecting insane particle effects and physics, the physics of the game. I'm expecting insanity. Like you're shooting and everything is destroyed. Like you just shoot a bullet everywhere, everything gets destroyed. You shoot glass, the glass is gonna break in a very particular way, like very realistic way, or at least very very cool. I'm expecting some insane level of detail. Okay, I'm expecting fantastic story, fantastic script, very long story. I'm expecting very long. Um, so yeah, story wise, very interesting. Gameplay wise, the best ever. Graphics, the best ever. Hopefully they don't look blurry, but I'm expecting the best looking game ever created. Nothing comes even close. That's my expectation for GTA 6. I cannot wait. We also have Avatar coming soon. It's on the 9. Uh, so I'm also looking forward to Avatar. So yeah, hybrids with love a tutorial. I'm sub. Thank you. Yeah, share a tutorial, man. If you share a good tutorial on your YouTube channel, I'm gonna watch it and I will share that. I will do a community post and share your tutorial. Every time you do a comment like that, you're sharing good stuff. I'm gonna pin the comment. I'm gonna give it a try. I'm gonna make a video and share that. Thank you very much, man. That's what this community is all about. So yeah, let's leave it here. The gang fights for territory in San Andreas was the coolest mechanic on GTA series, but it never came back. That's right, man. That was great. I'm especially hyped to see FSR 3 in Frontiers of Pandora. Very, very, very looking forward to it, man. That's one of the things that I have me excited about Avatar because I know I can get 100 FPS for OLED motion to use OLED motion Pro High on my LG C1, thanks to FSR 3. So yeah, let's leave it there, man. We've been almost 2 hours. Thanks for all of you who showed up. I see that VR is not very hot. It's not a very hot topic, and it makes sense because it's very difficult. Um, and yeah, I mean, too. I mean, it's from software. I mean, those are my favorite games. So, but yeah, we'll try the best. We'll try to figure this out, and I'm gonna share the settings, and then we'll keep talking about the things that we've been talking about on the channel. Okay, so we're not just gonna change to VR only, but I definitely want to, crack the code of the VR gaming mess that we have right now. So thanks for being here, man. You all have a great day, and see you probably on Sunday. I'm probably gonna do another live stream on Sunday. So have a good one.